An opportunity exists now to help mitigate the misery and suffering of many of our neighbors. Salt Lake City recently awarded a lease for a large parcel of ground on Indiana Avenue to the Other Side Academy to construct a tiny house village for those facing economic and personal hardships. This is a much-needed and worthwhile investment to help alleviate the suffering of so many of our neighbors. This worthy endeavor will take a period of time to construct. This possibility, along with the need to raise and source funding, could be several years. This comes at a time when we will see continued and rapid growth in unhoused populations, due to worsening economic conditions and heightened social contempt for the poor. As an impending emergency exists, this site could be activated in a matter of days, not years, by a few well-placed calls between all the principals involved. By allowing a sanctioned campground to occupy a small portion of this large parcel of ground that will not be utilized in the first phase of the tiny house village. It would benefit the Other Side Academy, not only as an opportunity to seek further needed donations through highlighting the immediate start. It would allow the unhoused a place where they can find sanctuary, for even a brief period, knowing that their few possessions won't be scraped into a dump truck in another cleanup. It would also allow other homeless providers to bring helpful perspectives and lessons learned from their successes and failures to this concept. A site where the same teams of counselors from the Other Side Academy that are constructing this village, along with other service agencies, can start providing the campers with current and available resources to help immediately. Among people without homes, this camp can help with the most basic of services like those provided in our parks, a simple restroom and drinking fountain. By utilizing an emergency FEMA shower trailer and placing it here, it could provide a life-changing and life-saving event to those living unhoused on our streets. It begins with a simple collaborative effort with those in charge and making well-placed phone calls to those that can help. For many, just asking for the opportunity to bathe and wash themselves can be a barricade to awakening that once glimmering spark that many held before the tragic circumstances that took them on a different trail than many. It also uplifts the campers' personal mental health so they can begin engaging with visiting service agencies and the Other Side Academy staff. The intended goal is that these lost friends will hopefully look at themselves in a better way. While not undermining the current administration's attempt to help those unhoused residents, but wanting to add it to a toolkit of fairness to all our residents, especially to those that are suffering. By immediately allowing this camp under the auspices of the Other Side, along with their counseling services and staff, in an expedited manner. This would also help mitigate the city sweeps that leave those poor and unhoused more devastated than before. We hope all those individuals involved will support and implement this simple but necessary temporary idea for our unsheltered. These are families, friends, neighbors, human beings who need not be looked upon as failures needing redemption, just poor people needing help.